When John came to AEW, I had the pleasure of sitting with him and talking about how he's been a talent that should have been given more time, more attention, and more thought. But this business doesn't get it right all the time. So when he came into AEW, we both knew that this time, and this was his time to shine. We knew that Tony Khan was giving Brody his own ball to play with in form of directionless faction called Dark Order, and boy, did John make that work. I will say, the Dark Order back then in this time frame was doing pretty damn good, and it was a decent gimmick, unlike what happened after the fact, but that's another story for another time. I didn't realize it at the time, but John's death impacted me more than I wanted to acknowledge. I was focused on getting through the show without my voice breaking and helping AEW tell the world what a great man John was. Before we went on air, I had said to the young guys that it doesn't hurt to laugh because that's how John made it through hard situations. And I'm sure he'd love to be remembered as that guy. After all, that was the rep he had across all the locker rooms he was in. And while he'd won titles in WWE and AEW and was an amazing worker in the ring, most, when they spoke about him, didn't focus on that at all. That's pretty damn impressive. They talked about what a great father he was and how much he loved his family. You can see it in his son, Brody Jr., who idolized his father and his father's business so much that the two were inseparable on TV days at AEW's home arena in Jacksonville. A lot of the other wrestlers would show Brody Jr. a thing or two when it came around, and between what his father showed him and the interest the other talent had shown him, Brody Jr. built up a wrestling acumen far beyond his 8 years at that time. So much so that at our New Year's Eve gathering, young Brody and one of his father's good friends, Adam Cole, did a little spot where Brody Jr. threw a closed